All right, I'm at Tove Studios, and Israel is indeed facing a terror war. In Gaza, maybe in the north, it's starting to heat up. And just today, there was an attack in Gush Etzion where a car with terrorists came up to the checkpoint and started shooting. And so there's a war on the nation, there's a war with the army. But there's also the terrorism that individuals face. We face it as individuals. And we have to be prepared to shoot, to fight back, and to really know how to defend ourselves. And to study that, Israel's got some of the best people in the world. We have with us today Master David Chaliva. He's an advanced Krav Maga teacher. He's got his own method called the shadow method. And I'm very proud to have you in studio today. So I've been watching your videos, and I saw some of the stuff that you showed us here in studio as well. Very intense things, including the ability to ward off a stabber, a ward off somebody's got a gun pointed right at your chest. First thing, how do we deal emotionally with a moment like that? Like, I got a gun pointed at my chest. How am I going to react properly if I'm in that situation?
First of all, I'm between the few instructors in Israel, for example, that have been in this situation in 2013. He came to grab a convenience store, put the gun on me, and then I reacted without thinking. And I defused him from the gun, and he got away. But at least I didn't get shot, and the gun was on the floor. And of course, this is a luck, but it's mostly automatic response. When you learn and you practice, the body have muscle memory. And then it become over you in the moment of danger because adrenaline and body muscle memory become combined together to give a reaction to a situation that you already know. Because the practice makes something very simple after you're doing it so well and so much times. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody can learn self-defense because it's muscle memory. And the body actually wants it. We want to be secure. We want to be able to defend ourselves. This is our main core to survive. So the instructor already have the tools and the knowledge is existing and everybody can take it.
Right, but we got to get that muscle memory. We got to get that muscle memory. We got to practice this stuff. And I guess we're going to talk about preparedness today. And we're going to talk about it in two directions. First, let's talk about Israel, Israelis, and soldiers. Soldiers are oftentimes under attack, as you showed us before, trying to take their weapons. So let's talk about soldiers, and then let's talk about Jews, friends of Israel, outside of the land of Israel, and their state of preparedness. Let's talk about soldiers first.
So soldiers, as I'm in the reserve right now, and I've been in Gaza like 3 times already. I'm in the reserve right now because I'm already in the situation mode with my unit to go in and out to deal with the activities over there. But because of the automatic response that we are always saying to the soldier to be alert, to be aware, to react in the most doubtable moment, to control the situation, there is no much time. That's why we always telling them that psychologically and physically to be self-awareness, including in different environments. It could be in Gaza, it could be in Yaffo, it could be in Lod, it could be any town in Israel, it can be south in Jerusalem. That's why the soldier needs to always be aware to situation.
Spatial awareness.
Spatial awareness and estimate the danger in any situation. It can be escalate from 1 to 0 like in a second.
Master David Chaliva, I was watching some of your videos. You trained some of Israel's special forces teams, meaning to say these are already highly trained folks. Yeah. They already have spatial awareness, and yet still they ran into problems, including in Gaza just now. You showed me a video that some of Israel's elite troops were having a problem when they were carrying a stretcher back to the chopper. Folks came to attack. Terrorists came to try to steal their weapons, or to even steal them, kidnap them, or the body or the wounded person that they're taking. So tell me about how we deal with that situation.
This is most problematic because we're talking about regular civilian, and you cannot shoot any regular civilian and just interrupting you or preventing you from walking through the chopper or the ambulance. So we need to act responsibility, use the power of the attacker to avoid conflict, push him away without escalating the situation because everything is videotaped today. Everything is in camera. If we will get things outside of the situation showing the Israeli forces use maximal force and vulnerability and injuring civilians, it will come outside very strong and very bad for us. Already outside is very בוא נגיד, הרבה בעיה של תקשורת רעה, bad publicity, fake news. So that's why we have to prevent this kinds of stuff to get out.
It's very interesting that you're talking about this, and I'm surprised a little bit. Because you're a self-defense guy. You know, you're a guy with, a body guy. But you're talking about also Israel's image vis-a-vis our self-defense. One of the things about your method, the shadow method I've seen, is really about what I called a judo, and you told me that's not right, which is to use the other person's strength to kind of continue the other person's movement. You wanted to correct me. It's not exactly judo.
I developed the shadow from simple, basic moves that regular attack occurred, like grabbing, like pushing. I saw it so many times in my line of work, as I work with civilians multiple times, in a job of require very, very emotional stress and a lot of violence. That's why I developed shadow for every person around the world can learn shadow, simple move, and use the momentum to get out of a situation without fighting, without being strong, without any ability to have contained power or to grab somebody strong or to get out of a situation that involve power. Everybody can use shadow because it's based on natural movement,
right,
using the opponent power against him and avoid conflict. That's also giving me the opportunity to show ourselves good in the camera. We're preventing violence without encouraging that, without contributing to the violence. We are avoiding conflict, and we get out from the situation without increasing the situation, without escalating the situation.
All right, so we're going to get to in just a second about Jews outside of the land of Israel. Before that, let's just one more point, which is I saw that you actually recommend tools. There are tools that you can carry that are legal everywhere.
Of course.
Let's talk about that.
One of the things that we already have is our phone. Cell phone, for example, is a wonderful tool because nobody suspects that. And we can use our the phone angles to utilize vulnerable points, to puncture or to use the phone to evacuate situation from grabbing, from hitting, because it's very, very effective if you use it correctly, and we actually pointed to the good direction with the points that we're going to learn here. So this is actually a very surprise tool because nobody suspects the phone.
Right.
Another tool is the kobotan. Kobotan is very legal, is not a weapon. Everybody can have it, everybody can purchase it.
Looks like a laser pointer.
It's like a laser pointer, but it's not sharp, and it's from aluminum, and it's very light. And nobody suspect that because nobody
gives it. It can be on your keychain, right?
Yeah, it can be a keychain. It can be with your tools, with your bag, in the pocket. If somebody gonna hug you or choke you, it's automatic response because I'm pushing a pressure point, a vulnerability point, and the reaction is wonderful. You can see it on our videos. But I actually instructed around the world a lot of organizations, mostly security organization, but not just. And I don't remember even one incident that somebody actually can resist to the pain that this is causing.
That's awesome. It's an
so
awesome
it's
thing.
a good thing against lynch, for example. A lot of people that don't want to let you go or grab you or try to hit you from hateful crimes. If you don't have a weapon because you don't have a license to carry a weapon and you feel like you don't have nothing, this can actually change the equation. This simple tool.
I have a 16-year-old girl. She's a Taekwondo black belt, but she would use this thing very well.
Yeah, of course.
What did you call this? Kobotan. Kobotan. Very good.
You can show her that it's very light and it's very special, and she only needs to know like 24 vulnerable points.
Right.
One of them, for example, if someone is going to grab me.
All right.
And I'm with the Kobotan.
Wait, there's a microphone there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then I just push it like that.
All right, there you go.
It's very painful, and it will give me.
That's
so
right.
It's just a simple demonstration.
That definitely did hurt. Don't think for a second it didn't hurt. It did.
This is something that you don't need too much power for that.
Right.
The tools give you the increasable power that you need.
By the way, we will be uploading to the Tove channel, which I recommend everybody subscribe to, more of your instruction videos that could help people really stay safe. And let's talk also, Arutz Tov has wanted to speak now in English, reach out to the world. Let's talk a little bit about American Jews, Jews in the diaspora, and not just Jews. I like to talk about anybody who's pro-Israel, who's out there. I've got a lot of non-Jewish friends who fly the flag of Israel, okay? People now are being identified as pro-Israel, pro-Jewish. What are your recommendations for those communities?
First of all, a lot of Jewish communities suffer from the problem of hateful crimes with anti-Semitic crimes, okay, against Jewish around the world because of the symbol, because of the synagogue, because of the temple. And what I recommend them is, first of all, to unite. Never be alone in this situation. Keep posted God. deliver some tools to people that are in front of schools with children that they can provide themselves more self-defense. Also, be aware from places that are more Palestinian or pro-Palestinian organization. That will make you a target and will be easy to hurt you. So this is something that automatically you can use by, self-awareness ability. The other things is to actually learn what to do in a situation of being attacked. Okay, use like tools like we shown, use other people to help you, and know what to do in a situation to hit and run, etc. That's why we need a lot of seminars that can provide you tools. You can show in this, you can see in this channel, you can see other movies that we're gonna do to you, so you can learn and practice, and also be ready to demonstrate and to do that with your partner, so you can have a lot of more knowledge after you can see the channel.
And I do have a lot of friends who are part of first response teams now in Philadelphia and in Teaneck, and they're called different names. Sometimes they're called Shomrim, different things. But they need training, and they need what you talk about is spatial awareness and also muscle memory. These are things that really need to be practiced. How serious is it out there? Do you think that really everybody's a target now? Is there like, I was in one part of Israel today, it felt like war. I came to a different part of Israel, it felt a little more calm. I'm going to fly to Florida next week. It's going to feel even calmer, maybe. What is the level of what do we call in America, DEFCON? What is the preparedness method level?
After the 7th of October, I don't think nobody can stay calm. This is something that took us by surprise, and assumption is the mother of all trouble, okay? Because we are assuming that nothing going to happen. This is like a bombing that's ticking all the time. You have to be awareness, because it can start with your neighbor, it can start from a hateful crime and spread around Europe and around the world. It was already happening, and because you are a minority, when you're home time, you have to be strong. You have to be self-awareness, you have to learn a lot of things, and never assume that there's not going to happen to you. Always assume the worst scenario. That's why we have to be prepared.
Do you teach also people how to take a hit? I tell my kids that a fighter needs to give a strike, but he also has to know how to receive a strike, get hit, and okay, still walk out of that.
I don't believe in that.
Okay.
Because in my philosophy, if I use the momentum, I'm out of the fight. There is no reason to stay in a fight if I don't have the ability, the stability, the power, the strength. I've never been in a fight. I'm using the simple move to get out of the situation. There is no time in the street. If you stay in too much time, a lot of people will come and make it worse.
Right.
Use the momentum, get out, and live another day.
Very good. Okay. Great stuff, and thank you very much.
No problem.
It's so important today. Let me just ask you one last question. I just remembered the last question. Spiritually speaking, Jewishly speaking, is there a Jewish side to the story? You've developed an Israeli Krav Maga. Is there a prayer, a thought, a spiritual prayer that is part of your method?
First of all, I'm very I'm a very religious man, and I believe in God, and all of my knowledge is from Him. Second of all, if you don't have belief, you cannot believe in yourself. If you don't have an inspiration or someone to give you the tools and the strength, so everybody in Israel take it from God and then show on themselves when they go into the battle. I never saw any soldier going to Gaza before he see Sefer Tehillim and praise and say the things that can give him the strength to go inside and get out. This is how much the belief is important to the Jewish people, because this is what makes us special. They believe in God and the Israeli God, and Adonai Echad forever.
Master David Chaliva, you teach the shadow method of Krav Maga that you've developed. Thank you very much for being with us and making us stronger, both physically and spiritually.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right.